reserve judgment for, the truth. I'm not just going to run with the story and say it's all because of the vaccine, because it could be. Could be the vaccine, but might not be. Might just be a coincidence that he got a shot a week before he died because he was 86. I don't know if most people know this or not, but people don't live. They don't have long to live once you get up into your 80s. The older you get, the closer you're getting to death. That's just the fact. Okay, there's not a lot of people. If you hear someone who's 100, if you hear about someone who's 100 years old, that person ain't living that well. They usually have a lot of physical ailments, and a lot of them are wishing they were dead because of the physical ailments. If you met somebody that was 100 years old and that person was just as strong as they were when they were 40, they might not wish they was dead or want to be dead. They might be trying to live another 100 years. But, the body's breaking down the older you get. So, guy who was 86 years old, he may not have died and had anything to do with the fact that he got an injection of the vaccine a week before he died, because how much with or without that vaccine, how much longer is a guy who's 86 going to live? Some people be like, well, he could have been alive another 10 years. Possibly, but not likely. 99% of human beings on the earth die before they're 90 years old. 99%. So maybe he could have lived longer. We don't even know why he died. Let's wait and see. Here's an idea. Let's wait and see. Might not be the popular idea amongst conspiracy theorists, but I'm going to wait to see. I don't tend to listen to people who level of sanity is below 99%. Especially when I know these people, and I know that they have said things that were completely ridiculous and utterly stupid in the past. When they tell me anything else after I've argued with certain people that I know personally, I'm talking about, but other people that are, online or on the news giving interviews and saying things that are completely ridiculous. Once they've said the things that I know to be ridiculous and idiotic and not true, then I'm sort of turned off from listening to those people. So we'll see what happens with Hank Aaron. Condolences to friends and family of Hank Aaron and fans of Hank Aaron, as well as Larry King, dying at 87 years old and 86 years old. And rest in peace, fellas. And with that, we're going to take another break, a short break, and talk about something else when we come back. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
You're listening to a man who's almost intelligent, very close. Welcome back to Probably Offensive. One hell of a show.
Yeah. If you don't mind listening to a man who's almost intelligent, this is the show for you. This is a great show for you, if that's the case. Welcome back. There's something I seen on the news here recently that I just thought I'd throw in. It has nothing to do with America. I try to keep I try to keep the topics stuff that I talk about on this podcast in the concern of the listeners, people who might be listening, although this podcast is available all over the world, I don't see why people in other countries would be interested. But if they are, yes, good for you. You found a great podcast to listen to, and feel free to do just that. Very soon, I'm gonna have video with this podcast. Right now it's just audio, and it's not live. I don't do it live. I just post it once a week. Try to go once a week. There's been a couple of weeks that I missed in the past, but I try to go once a week, an hour per episode. Sometimes I feel like I got a lot more stuff to say, but I'll cut it off at an hour. You know what I'm saying? But soon I'm going to have video, and I know I've been threatening to have a co-host on this podcast. At some point, that's going to happen too. So stay tuned to the podcast. It's only going to get better. And what I was talking about, as I seen, was Navalny. I think that's how you pronounce the guy's name, is Navalny. He is a politician in Russia who's been arrested here as of late, and there's been protest in Russia. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this, because this is the same guy that a number of months ago was poisoned, and it was suspected that it was by Putin. He poisoned the guy. He didn't die. He survived the poisoning, but he's a political adversary to Putin. And I wouldn't put it past Putin to try something like that. Putin apparently was Donald Trump's hero. Putin has managed to stay in power, and Donald Trump wanted to try that. And Donald Trump tried to get Bill Barr to arrest his political opponents. Remember back in 2016 when he was running against Hillary Clinton, that he continued to try to get his supporters to believe that Hillary Clinton should be locked up. Hence the chant, "Lock her up, lock her up." It's been reported that even this last campaign and election where Donald Trump lost, that before the election on November 3rd, that he tried to get Bill Barr to not only investigate Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, but to lock them both up, to have them arrested, and Bill Barr refused to. And not only did Bill Barr refuse to arrest Joe Biden because he didn't have a reason to, and he knew that would cause a lot of problems in our, in the government. That would cause a lot of problems. But Trump wasn't that bright of a guy. He's a power hungry guy. So, he came up with these ideas that were nonsensical, and he just expected people to just do what he says because he was the president. He didn't really, to him, the fact that some of these suggestions and orders that he was giving people were illegal. And just because President Trump couldn't be, they couldn't file any charges against him while he was the president, doesn't mean other people can get away with, your staff members can't get away with doing illegal stuff. So President Trump was ordering a lot of his staff members to do things that were completely ridiculously idiotic, and they were refusing to do it, so he would be pissed off at them and fire them or want them to resign. That's why there's so many people who left the Trump administration during his time as president, because they disagreed with the nonsense that was going on, and he would either tell them resign or you're going to be fired. So you've seen a lot of people leave the White House and then write books. I mean, how many tell-all books do we need, by the way? You guys didn't say anything while you were there about what was going on, but then you want to resign and then write a book so you can make money off of talking about the stupidity of President Trump and the corruption of President Trump. But while they could do some good by telling people this is going on, and well, you know, we have to put a stop to it, they wait till they get out the door and then write a tell-all book. But Navalny, I think his name is, was arrested, and it sparked a lot of protests in Russia. So I just wanted to mention that. That's going on. That's something that's happening in the world that we live in. So I just thought I'd bring it up, mention it. I think that's how you pronounce the guy's name. He's a politician in Russia that's been arrested for probably, I don't know what reason. You know, I don't pay a lot of attention to politics in Russia or any other country for that matter. I wish I didn't have to pay so much attention to it when it was going on here in the U.S. But, you know, I like to stay informed about what's going on in the country, in the world, but mostly in the country that I'm in. But moving on to sports. Basketball is going strong right now. The NBA is playing. They're out of the bubble. They're playing games and playing their games in empty stadiums for the most part. From what I've seen, whenever I've seen NBA games on TV, there's usually no crowd. So they're traveling. Last year they played in the bubble after COVID hit, or after the coronavirus hit, they started playing their games in the bubble. This year they're back to a normal traveling schedule. They're going to play less games. They usually play 82 games in an NBA season, but now I think they've shortened it. They knocked off 10 games. So I do believe they're going to play 72, but they're traveling. They just don't have the stands full of spectators in any of these games. Hockey has started back up, and I have not seen any hockey. I haven't seen any hockey on TV, so I don't know. I'm pretty sure they're probably playing fanless hockey games, arenas, not field. But I don't know that for sure. So go watch some hockey and see if anybody's in the stands, and then call up the show and tell me. Football, the NFL is in the postseason. In fact, there's NFL, NFC, and AFC championship games are on today. It's Sunday, the 24th. So, actually, as I speak, the Green Bay Packers are losing to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, it's a close game. It's in the fourth quarter, and the last time I took a peek at the score, it was 28-23, Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Green Bay Packers, which Tom Brady is the quarterback for the Tampa Bay, and he is very close to going back to a Super Bowl. If they win this game against Green Bay, Tom Brady will be back in the Super Bowl with his new team, old quarterback, new team. Tom Brady, who spent 20 years in New England playing for the Patriots. 20 years. I know a lot of you are saying, is that right? 20 years? Yeah. This guy played for the Patriots